we had a disaster. It was actually a great example in contracting things that can happen. So we go through and have 10-person classes, give or take. We do all sorts of training on hardscape construction, building stuff. I mean, we build and talk through the process. So we had done something we hadn't done before, and we had an actual live build go on. Just built a little paver pad for the air conditioner. But we built this little paver pad out here. We're gonna off-road our roller compactor here, but what we did was we built this little roughly 6x6 paver pad area here, and the idea being we'll do a live demo. It's one of the first ones here in the spring. Now we've done a few over the winter, and it's one of the first ones over the spring here. I was going to just play in pavers, but I'm like, well, we got some leftover beautiful Arcana paver for our friends at Unilock, and they supplied all the pavers for the front porch here at the Hardscape Academy, Auman Landscape, Kid Contractor Podcast, all that stuff. Look at these darn birds pooping all over my thing. Oh, it is war, birds. It is war. Oh, you dirty dogs. Look at all this bird poop everywhere. This is so not cool. Okay, so it's war with the birds. Apparently, I don't know what we're gonna do about that. But anyways, these pavers out here, we thought, well, we'll keep this theme going. They're not vehicular rated because they're only 2 inches thick. But I thought, you know, it'd be a good pad, and it'll continue the theme, all that stuff. So we do this live build. So we came out here, we shot grade, we did all the dig, we did all that stuff. And then we set up, we do concrete edge restraint. And we use just plain old Quikrete. There's other ones out there, they're fine. Some of them are really high dollar, some of them are plain gray bags concrete like we use, and other ones are in between. So use what works with you. There's really good stuff out there, and Quikrete works fine for us, but not in this case. We're using high strength Quikrete, mix it up like normal, except with rainwater, harvested rainwater from our ADS rain tank there. And what do you know, the weirdest thing, at the end of the day, we did this concrete edge restraint and we set it up, and it was real weird. It had a real dark color to it. And so I came out here and I kicked it, and my foot blew right through it. It was just powder, and it's hardened up a little bit now, but for some reason the concrete completely failed. I mean, in a bunch of places here. It didn't set up, at least for a long time. And I've never had that happen before. And it was really weird. So the next day for class, we thought, well, we'll talk through this and we'll show the importance of edge restraint. And we've got other videos in it here, but we went ahead and ran a roller compactor over to show you what happens. One, if your edge restraint's not solid and strong. Two, if you don't have, before we put our edge restraint down, we want to make sure we're backfilled here and all that to help add the strength to this. Because the concrete edge restraint will crack. That's not a secret, folks. But when it's cracked with a jagged edge, which is the same concept as our open graded stone, all those fractured surfaces grab on each other, and that's what provides the strength. We know it's going to crack, no big deal, but this cracked a bunch right out the gate. But I wanted to show everybody how these pavers, being they're thicker than that, can compress if done right using compaction methods. So we went ahead and did that. Well, blew our edging out, of course, produced some larger gaps than I'd like to see, and all that. But it was a great example of, like, you don't want to plan on jobs for every single thing to go perfect. You've got to kind of price in a fudge factor on every job you do, because something is going to go wrong. Some product's not going to work perfectly. Somebody's going to screw it up. The client's going to change something. Whatever the case is, running drain pipes. There's things and times for change orders, and then there's things that are just like beyond your control that you can't hit change orders for. And in this one case is the concrete completely failed. So I'll show you real quick. We'll make one quick pass over it with our beloved Bartell roller compactor, which we really love that thing. It's freaking awesome. The hype about roller compactors is legit. Seriously the thing to have and to do. So we're gonna run this thing over this. We're just gonna get you a couple quick down low angles and show you what that looks like as we're compacting and go from there. So in the meantime, we're gonna off-road this thing, but we're gonna let it warm up. All right, cool. We're just gonna make one or two quick passes, that's it. So we proceeded to do that, and it did what we knew it was going to, and that's blow our edging to pieces and blow our corners up and all that. So That is obviously not acceptable. Let me toss that out. And so it was still a great example of what can happen on a hardscape project. There's things you would never expect. And we've never had our bag mix fail before, so that was really weird. Which also reminds me, we need to do a test on our other bag of that pallet. It's an entire pallet that we bought. Other things up in here too. I need to get this restrained up in here. We need to cut this paver around this. A few things like that, which we didn't want to take the time to do that necessarily in the class, just out of the necessity of time, because we have a lot of stuff to cover in 2 days. We cover a lot of stuff. We price jobs, we price your company out to make sure you're charging enough, all sorts of stuff. Retaining walls, lighting, all that stuff. So I want to say a big thanks to our supporters and sponsors for the Hardscape Academy. And we'll go look at that right now real quick. Now, if you don't have a roller compactor, the next best thing is your vibratory plate compactor with an anti-scuff pad on it, right? That's what we want to be using there. And so here's our pallet of Quikrete mix that we pull from for, you know, anytime we need this kind of stuff. And I don't even know, maybe if it's that bag that Bo pulled from. So we want to run a test again on that. But this is your standard vibratory plate compactor that you're gonna use here with a rubber pad, which I've got one around here somewhere. We just don't need it anymore, which is super wonderful. And by the way, if you're new to the channel, welcome to Auman Landscape HQ. It's my happy place. It's amazing. So we do all sorts of stuff. We draw a bunch. We talk about building on open graded stone. That's Brittany's crappy column she built. We talk about that. We talk about building on dense graded stone. That's when we had Andy Mulder in to do his Mulder Edge thing. Everything's getting kind of destroyed here from being done with class. People sign this when they're done. Green Foundry for lighting. Thank you, folks. Hardscape Academy. Probst, also a partner here. But we talked about all that stuff and how to build all these things. Lattice, by the way, has been kind enough to supply diamond blades to all our guests. We got another training in April, at the end of April, and generally one a month throughout the whole year. So let us know if you'd like to be part of that. It's a really great event, really good value price for what you get out of it. It's a tremendous value. You learn to build 10, 20, $50,000 projects, whatever. Gives you the skills, equips you with the skills to do all this stuff. So folks, it's not always gonna go perfect. In a Hardscape Academy, this one didn't for sure, but it was a great learning example for everybody that even the pros have things that happen that they can't explain. So folks, we'll catch you on the next one. Go hard out there.